Welcome to this detailed review of The Bold and the Beautiful, a film that takes us on a roller coaster of emotions, exploring themes of love, jealousy, obsession, and regret. This story delves into the lives of Daphne, Carter, and Hope, unraveling a tragic chain of events that will leave you reflecting on the complexities of human emotions and the consequences of our actions. Let's dive into this gripping tale and explore the layers of drama that make this movie so compelling. The story begins with Daphne, a woman deeply infatuated with Carter. Her feelings for him are intense and all-consuming. In her mind, Carter represents everything she has ever wanted in a partner: charming, kind-hearted, and deeply emotional. Daphne's attraction to him pushes her to make bold moves in an attempt to win his heart. She kisses Carter not once but twice, hoping to spark a connection between them. For Daphne, these kisses are not just gestures of affection. They are desperate attempts to bridge the emotional gap between them and make Carter see her as more than just a friend or acquaintance. However, Daphne's hopes are quickly dashed when she realizes that Carter does not reciprocate her feelings. Despite her efforts, it becomes clear that Carter is emotionally unavailable to her. His heart belongs to someone else, Hope. This revelation is both heartbreaking and infuriating for Daphne. She begins to understand that no matter how hard she tries or how much love she offers him, Carter cannot move past his lingering feelings for Hope. This unrequited love becomes the catalyst for the dark journey that follows. Carter's love for Hope is deep and unwavering. Even though their relationship has ended, he remains emotionally tied to her. Hope represents a part of his life that he cannot let go of. A connection that defines who he is and what he values in love. For Daphne, this realization is unbearable. She begins to see Hope not just as a rival, but as an insurmountable obstacle standing between her and the happiness she craves with Carter. This jealousy begins to consume her thoughts, clouding her judgment and pushing her toward dangerous territory. At this point in the story, we start to see a darker side of Daphne emerge. While at first she appears to be just another woman dealing with unrequited love, it becomes evident that there is more to her character than meets the eye. Daphne's jealousy transforms into an obsession, a toxic fixation on removing Hope from Carter's life at any cost. Her thoughts become increasingly sinister as she convinces herself that Hope's death is the only way to free Carter from his emotional ties to her. Daphne begins plotting Hope's murder with chilling determination. In her mind, this act is not one of cruelty but one of necessity, a twisted solution to what she perceives as an unsolvable problem. She rationalizes her plan by convincing herself that once Hope is gone, Carter will have no choice but to move on and eventually fall in love with her. Daphne's delusion blinds her to the moral implications of her actions. She sees herself as a victim fighting for love rather than a perpetrator planning a heinous crime. The murder itself is shrouded in mystery within the narrative, leaving viewers unsettled by what Daphne might be capable of doing when driven by jealousy and desperation. After carrying out her plan, Daphne hides Hope's body in an attempt to cover up her crime. She believes that as long as Hope's body remains undiscovered, no one will suspect foul play or connect her to the disappearance. In Daphne's mind, this act secures her future with Carter, a future built on lies and bloodshed. However, things do not unfold as Daphne expects. Instead of drawing closer to Carter after Hope's disappearance, she finds herself further from him than ever before. The news of Hope's sudden absence sends Carter into a spiral of grief and panic. His love for Hope drives him into a relentless search for answers. He becomes consumed by finding out what happened to her. Far from forgetting Hope or moving on with his life, Carter becomes even more fixated on the woman he lost. Carter's reaction devastates Daphne's plans. She had hoped that removing Hope from his life would make space for their relationship to blossom, but instead it has the opposite effect. Carter becomes emotionally distant from everyone around him, including Daphne. His grief leaves no room for new love or connection. He is entirely consumed by his loss and his desperate need for closure. As time passes, Daphne begins to feel the weight of what she has done. Her initial confidence in her plans starts to crumble under the pressure of guilt and remorse. She realizes that taking Hope's life has not brought her closer to Carter. Instead, it has destroyed any chance she might have had with him while also leaving an indelible stain on her conscience. The enormity of her crime becomes too much for Daphne to bear. In a moment of profound regret, Daphne decides to come clean about what she has done. She confesses everything to the authorities, her jealousy toward Hope, her plan to win Carter's heart through violence, and the location where she buried Hope's body. This confession marks a turning point in the story. It is both an act of redemption for Daphne and a moment of reckoning for everyone involved. Daphne is arrested and faces justice for her actions. Her confession brings some closure to the mystery surrounding Hope's disappearance but leaves behind a trail of heartbreak and devastation. For Carter, learning the truth about what happened to Hope is both a relief and a source of immense pain. He finally understands why she disappeared but struggles to come to terms with the fact that someone he knew, someone who claimed to love him, was responsible for such a horrific act. Carter's emotions are complex and conflicted in the aftermath of these revelations. On one hand, he feels anger and hatred toward Daphne for taking away someone he loved so deeply. On the other hand, he cannot ignore the fact that Daphne's actions were driven by misguided love for him, a realization that fills him with guilt and sorrow. He blames himself partially for what happened. If only he had been clearer about his feelings or handled things differently, perhaps none of this would have occurred. Unable to cope with the overwhelming pain and chaos surrounding him, Carter makes a life-altering decision. He leaves Los Angeles behind in search of peace and healing. His departure symbolizes his desire to escape not only from his memories of Hope, but also from everything connected to Daphne and their tragic entanglement. The ending of The Bold and the Beautiful leaves viewers with much to reflect on. The destructive power of jealousy, the consequences of unrequited love taken too far, and the importance of confronting our emotions before they spiral out of control. It serves as both a cautionary tale about obsession and a poignant exploration of grief and redemption. Thank you for joining us on this journey through The Bold and the Beautiful. If you enjoyed this review or found it thought-provoking, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. We look forward to sharing more stories with you soon. Until next time.